I just cannot sleep today. So I'm awake now. 4:37 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time on Tuesday, April 2nd, 2019. Yeah, that's it. And the coffee is, well, in the process of being brewed. The title of this little podcast, well, vidcast, not much for video here, just a few things. I just wanted to do the live streaming thing on several platforms. We have Facebook, Twitch, Twitter under the Chris Jones Media banner. Did you ever just wake up and completely lose your train of thought? Yeah, that's where we're at. We're on Twitch, we're on YouTube under Chris Jones Media. We're under Facebook under my main profile at this point. And Twitter under Chris Jones Media. And Mixer, which is another Twitch-like streaming platform for gamers and such things. But I have an account there, and we're going to be doing that as well. So I'm going to be, what you're looking at on the screen is Anchor.fm, where I have several podcasts hosted. Now, this is mostly an audio experience. I'm going back to the beginnings of the podcasting on Anchor, which is March of 2018, a little over a year ago, when I started talking about the radio on Anchor. I also mentioned gaming in here, too. Chris Jones Gaming, for a long, long time, was a thing. It was a pretty big thing with a lot of us, including my friend Mindwipe in the UK and Max Loaf in the Netherlands, and a lot of us. I'd forget names if I tried to do everybody. And then somebody would say, "Hey, Chris, why did you forget me?" So I talk about what's going on with Chris Jones Gaming as of March of 18, but I'm going to let you hear this one because it has to do with the radio, too, as well. So this is from March 1st of 2018.
I enjoy using my voice. This is Chris Jones. You're listening to me here on Anchor, and you're listening to me maybe for a reason. Maybe you like to make money doing podcasts. You're in the right place. Anchor.fm/start is the place to go. That's Anchor.fm/start to join me and the really diverse community of podcasters using this great app, Anchor. You're all over the place with this. Several mobile platforms. Anchor.fm/start. Can't wait to hear yours.
Hello, my name's Christopher Jones, actually Chris Jones. Run or ran a couple of websites. One of them was Chris Jones Gaming. ChrisJonesGaming.net was the website back in the day where we did a modification of a game. The game was Star Trek Legacy. We couldn't make any money on it, of course, because it's Star Trek, Paramount, CBS, and all of that. But we did have a fun time with that. It garnered tens of thousands of downloads. ChrisJonesGaming.net. The actual modification was called Ultimate Universe. It was a heck of a lot of fun. We had a wonderful time doing that. What's going on now? Well, I want to kind of get into some detail about how it all started and where it went and some of the personalities that were on it. I was the coordinator of it. I had been modifying games, mostly Star Trek games, since around the year 2000, and this was starting in about late 06, early 07 when we started this Ultimate Universe mod for Star Trek Legacy. It was a lot of fun. Brought together several internet personalities from all over the world, and it was very fun coordinating the time zones and the very different personalities. And there was some discipline that had to go on. It was all non-profit. It was all a lot of fun. My name is Chris Jones from Chris Jones Gaming, and I have other websites too. Chris Jones Media, Chris Jones Radio. The radio is something that's ongoing. It is it's a stream of personal favorites. Right now, at this point in time, it's about 13 and a half hours of non-repeating personal favorites. I did radio for quite a long time.
starting in the late 70s, going up through the early 90s when I changed over into sales and that sort of thing. But all those radio years are still in me, and I love doing radio. So I'm doing it online now. If you go to chrisjonesradio.com, you'll see what's going on there. It's a widely listened to audio stream from internetradio.com is where it originates from. But I'm promoting it on Chris Jones Radio. It's fun. It has jingles, personality, and a lot of upbeat tunes. And anything on there, any song you hear on that is a personal favorite of mine. So it's basically my radio station. Not all of the hits on there or the songs on there were actual radio hits. A lot of album cuts and deep tracks and that sort of thing. So it's an extended mixes of things, and I love doing that. It's a mix of genres too. It's country, it's rock and roll, of course, classic rock, some oldies from the 50s and 60s, everything from like Peter Gunn by Henry Mancini, all the way up into Madonna and the Backstreet Boys, and Maroon 5 even. So it runs the gamut. So the podcasts I'm going to be doing are covering basically a lot of things. Gaming, the gaming that I used to do. I'm not so much of a gamer anymore, but the gaming I used to do and how that went with the modifications I did, and all the way up to and including the radio. So it's going to be a whole gamut of things. My name's Chris Jones. Thank you for listening, and there will be more. Bye-bye.
Yeah, that was fun. That was the beginning of it. I didn't get a lot into the gaming and much after that. I wanted to spotlight, or the goal of this particular thing you're watching right now and listening to is to spotlight the internet radio. So let's do that. Let's continue with that. Why are you up at 4:45 in the morning Eastern time here, Chris? Well, can't sleep. She went to work. I got a lot on my mind, things going on. I got a video premiere later on this morning of something really big on chrisjonesmedia.com, but that's another thing. I just wanted to just bring you the radio thing right now. So let's continue from March 8th of 2018. Here now, more on personal favorites.
Hi, this is Chris Jones. It's March 8th. I'm recording this on March 8th. I just want to talk about radio for a minute, internet radio. It's been a heck of a lot of fun doing this internet radio stream that I have. If you go to chrisjonesradio.com, you'll discover it. And the reason I think it's special, and you might think it too, is I've picked and chosen about 13 hours plus of my own personal favorites. I'm not playing to playlists and what's popular now or was popular in any given era of musical, magnificence. It's just stuff I've liked since probably the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s and above, and even up to things that are current, like Maroon 5 and Shanice Wilson and even newer stuff. But it runs the gamut. And I've got it programmed in such a way that it starts out, if you were to come at the beginning of the playlist, it becomes, it's like the 50s, Peter Gunn, Henry Mancini, Jeannie Pruitt, Satin Sheets, the country classics and the big band stuff. And then it gets into the 60s and the Rolling Stones and some Beatles, McCartney. And then we get into the early 70s with Three Dog Night and stuff. And then that lasts quite a long time, the 70s. We mix in some country with some Dwight Yoakam, Buck Owens, Ryan Follis. Did I say his name right? I like that guy. Young and upcoming. Nice guy. We get into the late 70s, 80s, 90s. It's just fun. I took pretty much everything I ever liked, threw it into a playlist, and made it in semi-chronological order. It makes sense musical genre-wise. I won't go from a mellow country song to like The Who, Won't Get Fooled Again. So it's a playlist that actually makes some sense in the fact that musical genres are together and the eras are together. So this is on chrisjonesradio.com. There's an audio stream there. There's several ways to look at it. There's also an app for Android phones at the Google Play Store. It's called Personal Favorites. Search it there. If you have an iPhone, there is an app there too. Get something called Waves. It's Waves, Waves, and then just search for it, Personal Favorites. It's on there too for the iPhone. All right? So this is fun. ChrisJonesRadio.com. Thank you for listening. And please give me some feedback if you can. There's an email at that website, ChrisJonesRadio.com. And send me some feedback. You can tell me that I suck. You can tell me that you like the tunes, or just if you want a request, I'll certainly entertain that idea. But basically, if it's not a personal favorite of mine, you probably won't hear it on there. So it's kind of fun. It's not. I'm not shooting for a specific audience. I'm shooting for my own stuff, and that may garner its own special audience too. So, a lot of fun. Again, this is Chris Jones. Go to ChrisJonesRadio.com. Hear my personal favorites audio stream, and much more to come. Thank you for listening.
Well, that was fun. Yeah. Okay, that was from March 8th. Yeah, that's it. Going through it here now. All right. How about we fast forward from March 8th of that year to July 7th? We had evolved a little bit with the Personal Favorites Internet Radio at ChrisJonesRadio.com, and this is what we sounded like then.
Have you heard the internet radio station called Personal Favorites? Go to a website. It's called ChrisJonesRadio.com, and you'll see it. Okay, we're recording again. Yeah, there was an interruption. This is live, ad lib, so we're doing that. I'm sitting in a pizza place. I just ordered some pizza, and we're going to take it home for the bride-to-be, which will be my wife in less than a month, some grandkids, and myself, too. But I wanted to talk about the radio station, internet radio, Personal Favorites. Have you heard it yet? It goes everything from the 50s up to some modern stuff, and it doesn't get played unless I like it a lot. And that has a certain niche and a certain following. It gets hundreds of listeners a day, hundreds of unique visitors a day. And I'm looking for advertisers, by the way, and I'm going to be seeking out some, at least in the near future, today being July 7th, 2018. So, looking forward to having you check it out, okay? ChrisJonesRadio.com. And the real thing going on there is... it's just stuff I like, and there's transitions in there, a little bit of personality, some very, very nice music. In fact, I will tout myself a little bit. Yes, pat myself on the back. Got one Facebook post that no, it was an email. Sorry, an email. Somebody sent me an email saying that they're going to use this radio station, Personal Favorites, at their wedding reception. They're just going to play the station at their wedding reception. It's going to be in late August of 2018, so that's kind of neat, actually. So check it out. Go to ChrisJonesRadio.com. There's several ways to listen. It's just fun. Crank it up, as they say. See you later. Hi, this is Chris Jones.
Yeah, it went right into the next one. I could let them all play, I suppose, but we're really spotlighting the radio thing here. So that was July, sitting in a pizza shop, waiting for the order to come. And I think we were getting that day. That was last summer. Something to do with eggplant, feta cheese, pineapple. Was it pineapple? Not your standard pepperoni pizza. And it wasn't one of the major chains. It was a local shop over there in a place called Hudson Falls, New York. All right, let's continue. We're into September, the fall of 2018 now, with this next edition of podcasting, which involved the Personal Favorites Internet Radio. So rock and roll. So what's the latest with Personal Favorites Internet Radio? Well, as of this recording, the playlist is about 16 and a half hours long. There's some special programming. During the day, you hear those non-repeating personal favorites all day long. When you get to about Wednesday, 12 o'clock noon, there's a special segment. It's called the Top 10. Top 10 what? Well, top 10 of whatever I feel like doing a top 10 of. Top 10 high-energy favorites, top 10 70s tunes, top 10 80s, maybe top 10 90s,
maybe top 10 songs I feel like playing at the time. In other words, I'm starting some shows, some special programming. The High Energy Favorites one was done recently, and it was very, very fun to do. The number one High Energy Favorite song on that list was Uprising by Muse, 2009. Great song, great video, great everything. Just energy, energy, energy. I love energy songs. They keep you moving, keep you going. I'm going to do a top 10 love songs one, too, at some point in time. Just to let you know, special programming is in effect on Personal Favorites Internet Radio. I think you should tune it in. Go to chrisjonesradio.com, and I think you'll see that there's some stuff going on there. Hundreds of listeners a day, and we're expanding. The playlist during the day is different than what's at night. I'm talking about Eastern time zone here because, we're worldwide. Everything I talk about is going to be based on Eastern time zone where I'm based, in the Adirondacks of New York State, USA. From 5 a.m. to about 9 p.m. Eastern. About 16 and a half hours of non-repeating personal favorites. From 9 p.m. to about 5 a.m. Eastern. Those same favorites, but they're not in the same order. I mean, it's a randomized thing. You could go from the 60s to the 90s, from 2K back to the 70s. Music genres get mixed up. It's basically a nice mix. And it's different every night. It isn't the same thing over and over. So it's a lot of fun. The special programming, the top 10s, they air 5 times a week. One program per week. Wednesday at noon. Wednesday again at midnight, which turns into Thursday morning, Encore Performance. Also, you'll be able to hear that on Friday at noon, Saturday at noon time. This is Eastern. And again, Sunday morning. Wake up Sunday morning, turn it on, there it is, if you missed it all during the week. So, 5 performances of the top 10 lists during the week. So, lots of fun. This thing is expanding and growing, and I am seeking advertisers too. This thing is ongoing and just will grow as we move along. All right? Again, this is Chris Jones. You have a nice day. Thanks for listening.
Wow. Where was I doing that from? I think I was that one. that was last fall. I was walking. I had taken a walk from somewhere around here, and was just out with the phone. I'm still running a Samsung Galaxy S6 Active cell phone. What are they at, S10 now, and all the latest iPhones? I will tell you that S6 is and has been and still is and will be a workhorse. The thing just won't quit. I'm not trying to get it to quit. I'm just saying. All right, let's hit up October. Not too long after the last one, maybe a week and a half, something like that. But constant updates at this point. Let's hear it.
This is Chris Jones on Personal Favorites and or Chris Jones Media, chrisjonesradio.com. Chris Jones this, Chris Jones that. This next podcast was recorded in October of 2018 when I had just started doing the Personal Favorites Top 10 countdowns. The audio quality is not the best, but the content is solid. People are listening to it. Again, this is March of 19. The top 10s have evolved into quite a kind of a neat thing. Every week you hear the top 10 on Personal Favorites from chrisjonesradio.com, a new concept every week. But back now, listen to this from October 2018. Thank you for listening.
Hello, this is Chris Jones, the creator and, I guess, entrepreneur of Personal Favorites, Internet Radio. Hope you're having a good time listening to it. Wanted to talk about it again. I could talk about it endlessly, but honestly, my favorite thing about it is the variety. You have basically 16 hours or so of non-repeating personal favorites, plus some shows that go with it, top 10 stuff. So far, as of this recording, we've done a couple of top 10s, top 10 high energy favorites. I mean, stuff that makes you get up and go and move. You know, basically based on the whole thing here is based on my personal favorites, hence the name. I guess that makes some sense. The other top 10 that we've done at this point is the top 10 love songs of all time. And I'll tell you what that gets me inspired to do, because that's just, it's inspirational. And it's got me thinking that I should maybe do another radio station entirely and dedicate it to just love songs, like a love channel. I know it's like reinventing the wheel, but you know what? I have my own take on that sort of thing, and I think I could do a decent job. So I am considering doing that. As of this moment, personal favorites is 24/7. Website is chrisjonesradio.com. The top 10 countdowns are on Wednesday, 12 noon Eastern, also at midnight Eastern into Thursday morning, just for the overnighter people. And it repeats encore performances on Friday and Saturday at 12 noon, and also Sunday morning, in case you missed it and wake up, 9 o'clock a.m. Eastern time for the top 10. And it's just fun. And the schedule during the day is a 16-hour non-repetitive personal favorite collection, but it is in a chronological order, basically from the 60s all the way up to 2K plus. Genres together. Rock and roll doesn't go directly into country, like perhaps Satin Sheets by Jeannie Pruitt will not be put in right next to The Who Won't Get Fooled Again. It'll be a natural progression up through the years and genres and all of that. But overnight that changes. I'm talking Eastern time zone here. Overnight that changes from about 9 p.m. to maybe 5 o'clock in the morning. Is kind of a randomized mix of all of those eras, genres, favorites, all that sort of thing. So it's just a whatever happens. It's a random mix. So have fun with that. You can get some interesting transitions between songs that way too. So that's a lot of fun. What else was I going to say about that? That's it for now. I mean, I'll be doing some more podcasts regarding that and filling you in on things. Go to chrisjonesradio.com. There's several ways to listen. There's an app, Google Play Store app called Personal Favorites. I don't have the Apple one set up yet, working on that. But there is a way to get it on your iPhone. There is an app called Simple Radio. It's by the Streama people who do a great job. Simple Radio is the name of the app, and you can get Personal Favorites right on there, either on iTunes Store or the Google Play Store again on that one. So have some fun with it. I'm Chris Jones. Thank you very much for listening, and we will talk again soon.
Where was I recording that one? I think on a phone. I was on the phone doing
I enjoy using my voice. This is Chris Jones.
No, I didn't want that one to start. Sorry. You know, this is real life. I didn't hit the right button. You can't edit real life. That last podcast was recorded with the phone, and it got a little bumpy and poppy and, you know, personal favorites. Anyway, thank you for listening to all of that. I might as well play you one more here since we're involved. How about something directly from the radio? This is from March of 19. Let's play it.
Listening to me here on Anchor, and you're listening to me maybe for a reason. Maybe you like to make money doing podcasts.
Of course, there's an ad on this one.
Anchor.fm/start.
You do make some money with this, you know. It's Anchor.fm.
Start to join me and the really diverse community of podcasters using this great app, Anchor. You're all over the place with this. Several mobile platforms. Anchor.fm/start. Can't wait to hear yours. This is Chris Jones here on Personal Favorites. The top 10 this week, my personal favorites top 10 that I do every week for you and for me. I do it for me too because I enjoy this. The top 10 songs I feel like hearing. Chris, you've done that twice. I have 10 songs, never before heard on this radio station. We're expanding the playlist and we're going to have some fun with it, okay? Okay, I don't need your permission. I'm just going to do it. Whoa! Let's continue. The top 10 songs I feel like hearing 3. So it's the third installment of a similar type of playlist. I enjoy using my voice. This is Chris Jones. You're listening.
Boy, it just wants to play. That's that Anchor app or Anchor.fm on your desktop. It's pretty cool. I'm going to end this now. Thank you very much for being here, for listening, for watching, for whatever, for the Personal Favorites Internet Radio Evolution with a few real-life glitches thrown in for the fun of it. By the way, when I record Anchor stuff now, I generally use the desktop microphone that's here. Don't always use the phone anymore because it gets into that sort of stuff, and it's not always the best audio. But sometimes you're doing stuff ad-lib on the fly, like sitting in a pizza shop, and that's okay too, I suppose, because that is certainly a slice of real life. So this is Chris Jones. It is sitting here at 5:03 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time as I record this. Talk to you all later.